is carbonation?
The Christ conscious.
Who are you?
Angels of the Most High. Divine angels of light.
Who am I?
The Honorable Master Teacher Nature Boy. Commander-in-Chief of the Earth Plane. My highest self.
Who am I?
Queen Eliana. Commander-in-Chief of the Earth Plane. My highest self.
Where do you come from?
The highest frequency of the sun.
And what is your mission?
To collect the elite and the rich and the weak.
Reflection! I love myself.
I love myself.
Hey, that's my idea.
But was you in agreement to it? Yeah, so let's get back to the situation. You got jealous because I was hitting it and you were like, well, I feel like maybe you might feel like her pussy tighter than mine or it's better than mine. And I'm like, and then what?
Hello, y'all. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to talk about some stuff that's going on out here. And if y'all haven't heard of your boy Nature Boy and Carbon Nation, he is the newest cult leader, and he is using nature and mind manipulation to get these people to live a different lifestyle free from responsibility, rules, structure, anything that is essential to life that is going to keep you in order. He promised these people a lifestyle free of that, and he has his own structure of doing it. Now, as you guys can see, it says Bishop 38 now. He left when he was around 34. Allegedly makes his followers hand over their money, credit cards, bank accounts, and PIN numbers before worshiping. He makes them hand over every financial asset that they have to him, and then he controls them with their funds. All right, the cult practices nudism and polygamy. Yes, I said it, polygamy. He has multiple wives, and while this is a dream come true to many men, the downfall is that the other men out there do not have the same luxury as Nature Boy do. Now, these women believe that this is the best man that they have ever found in their life known to man, but later on in this saga, you're going to see that is not so true.
If you find a real nigga, you need to get on board. If you lame, if you with a lame nigga, you with a nigga that don't got divine knowledge or something, that's true. Shay got divine knowledge or something. So he can have your pussy. I'm sorry.
Let's continue. It doesn't believe in bathing. It also promotes a vegan diet and defecating at the base of trees. He and other members of Carbon Nation were arrested and booted out of Costa Rica, Nicaragua, and Panama in December after they were deemed a threat to national security. Some of the 15 members arrested told authorities they were people of faith who had voluntarily renounced their biological families to join the family of God. Eligio Bishop, the report said. This is his name right here, okay? The report said. That's his name, Eligio. You're going to see that name again later on in the video when he's telling this woman to follow a vegan-based diet when she stops taking her medication, and then she passed away later on. Now, they initially were not allowed to board a flight because of an overwhelmingly bad body odor, according to the Costa Rica Star. All right, as you can see these photos of him right here. Carbon Nation's YouTube channel had at least 85,000 subscribers, features of videos on the purpose of life, honoring God's creation, and 2.5-hour-long lessons titled Technologies and of the Body and Master Teacher Nature Boy. So he is using his information and his knowledge and technology to have this type of lifestyle, in including others with him.
And the thing that set it off for me was that, because I called him about my sickness, because I was sick, and I thought he had the magic pill. But he had told me that everything is in my mind. And I don't know if it was the words or it was the force of his words. But in that moment of our conversation, I was healed. And the reason why I know that I was healed, because before I spoke with him, I had this odor on me. And I used to say this odor was an odor, a stench of death. It's like my insides was like rotten, and I could smell it. So did say, he said, you have to get rid of that relationship you were in. And I know that Master Teacher Nature Boy was my higher self, because everything that I was thinking in my heart, he just articulated it and said, this is what you have to do.
Now, let me just give you a quick rundown of who this person is and how this all came about. For those of y'all who don't know who this is, because a lot of people need to be made aware, and actually a lot of people have been trying to take this man down because he have turned a lot of people's lives upside down.
Go till y'all get tired. We really about to let it go till y'all get tired. Hold up, bro. Hold up, bro. What you talking about, bro? Hold up, stop. Right now.
energy.
Stop. Stop.
My lip, my face, bitch, I'm tired. I gotta be something.
Stop. Hold up, mother. Come here, Nana. Come here, Nana. Stop right there.
We got all energy.
Man, she fit your city and everything, baby. Hey, look, come here. Come here, stand right here. Stand right here. I said stand right here. What I say? I said stand right there. I said stand right there. Listen to me. Hey, look.
I want to fight because we disrespect each other, because we hate each other, because we love each other, because we still hate you for each other. That's why. Not because my name is you, and that's why I want to fight you, nigga. You need to learn that. You a baby soul, nigga.
There have been a few deaths during his process and his methods. And while the mind is a powerful source, and these people are being manipulated to their death in a natural form, they're also allowing themselves made to believe that there is no law, there is no order, there is no consequences, and that you can display any type of action you want without punishment, repercussion, or judgment. And so while they believe this and they are trained to believe this way, they go out in the real world and think that it's the same way, unable to control their emotions and their actions. As one ex-Carbonation member stabbed her own mother and killed her own mother shortly after joining Carbonation.
Breaking new details at 11 on the 21-year-old Cape Coral woman accused of stabbing her own mother in the chest. Tonight, Maria Kelly is in a jail cell, arrested for manslaughter. Thanks for watching NBC2. I'm Peter Bush.
And I'm Lisa Spooner. For the first time, we are seeing that mother. This is Melissa Kelly West.
Neighbors say Kelly ran out of the home after stabbing her mom, then frantically knocked on a neighbor's door, admitting what she'd done.
She spent the short time with them somewhere around February of last year, or the beginning of last year. And she only spent a short time there. Some people say that she was kicked out of Carbonation. Who knows? But let's see what she has to say following her exit from there.
Yeah, I also felt like I was noticing a pattern of them like all leaving their kids behind in kind of dramatic ways and then coming to Carbonation. I really started to see Carbonation as almost like a form of escapism. And a way to like almost fill the void. I feel like you can fill a void with knowledge by seeking so much and just trying to know more and know more and know more. And I realized that I was doing that, and I realized that I was doing that through seeing other people do the same thing there. And then I realized like how intense it was, because it seemed like some of the people there had really pure hearts, but it really genuinely seemed like they were brainwashed, like to the point where they're not even allowed to use words that aren't in the Carbonation vocabulary and stuff like that. So yeah.
Now, as you heard, she said that many would leave their kids behind even to join Carbonation. And right here, another another ex-Carbonation member explains how she left her 7 kids behind to join Carbonation.
I guess I could give y'all like a little background on me and how I got to the point where I am now. So, growing up, I had an abusive mother. So that made me, I guess you can say, run to the streets for love. Personal experiences. So everything that I know now, the wisdom that I have now is due to personal experiences. Having an abusive mother, being raped, and then the man that raped me, my mother supposedly fell in love with. Basically, like, I ended up a single mother. So yeah, that's that. You know, I had to learn from or whatever. So yeah, I was on the verge, literally, like, to have a nervous breakdown. And my sister came and got him. And we had an arrangement that I would still be able to talk to the children and try. And it's like the universe just, for some odd reason, the universe wouldn't allow it. And I couldn't even do that. Like, my family wouldn't accept me and the children. So make a long story short, I had asked my sister, my Babylon sister, I said, would you take the children if I asked you? And she was like, yeah, of course I would. And of course she got my Babylon mother involved, but as you guys know, like, you know, she don't really fuck with me like that. But she all about the money. Anyway, my Babylon sister came and got children because mentally I need to get myself together. I got to a point where I was crying every day. And we had an arrangement that I would still be able to talk to the children and I would be able to take as long as I needed to get myself together. I thought it was, you know, I thought it was only right that they help me. You know, I'm going to continue my journey. I miss them. They are all I fucking know. And even that's not healthy. Like, I built my life around them. It was all about them. It was nothing about me. Like, so yeah, that was unhealthy too. But yeah, I miss them. I would like to talk to them, but what can I do?
Now, why I would advise mothers to go seek the help that they need so they can be the best version of themselves for their children, so they won't mentally or physically hurt them or harm them in any way. The best thing she could have did was do it in a professional way. And what could she do? She could have stayed and made the best life for her children than what she had for herself, so they won't go through the same things that she went through. And Nature Boy's influence is not teaching these people about responsibility and the right things that they should be doing. It's almost like she is repeating the same pattern, living in her mother's footsteps and leaving her children for another man. A lot of people that thought that they knew that was what they wanted, they retracted and learned that that was not the best type of lifestyle for them. And they learned about the lies and the truth during their journey. So let's get into it. Now, who is Nature Boy? Like I said, he is a cult leader. He is a former model, stripper, and prostitute. Now, he left for Costa Rica somewhere when he was around 34 years old, and now he is 38, born April the 29th, 1982, for you zodiac fanatics out there. So that would make him a Taurus, the bull. He was an entrepreneur in his previous life. He got some money together and opened up shop, got him a business license. He was a barber, and now he's a self-professed cult leader. He lived a structured life. He had a family, a wife, and kids, and he resided in Atlanta from last that I knew of. And then he moved his location over to Costa Rica in the jungle to live a self-professed life. Now, before he left to Costa Rica, he told his wife that they was going to go on a spiritual journey. They was going to get an RV. He has an imagination, and he has a way of bringing hope and selling dreams to a lot of people. And then he has a way of doing that to where they believe that they will receive abundance from these type of dreams. And so he told his wife that he was going to get her, or they was going to get her RV. They was going to be free from all of the debt and all of the rules and all the regulations. And they was just going to live a happy life on the road, traveling and starting a new life. And that's what she believed. And that's how it started. And things did not continue that way. Now, one wife turned into many wives and turned into destructive behavior and destructive living. Not to mention that before he left for Costa Rica, he had been arrested. He had been arrested a few times as well, and he faced the charges of theft and arrested for aggravated battery. And he also confessed on Facebook that he was having sex for money. So he was dibbling and dabbling in money and prostitution. So right here it says that he was a model and an ex-entertainer confessing on a Facebook video to having sex for money. Attempting to avoid furthering a life of crime, Bishop attended school to become a barber. Like I said, he owned his own barbershop and he filed for a business license while opening up shop. He made his first video his on his ideas on what carbonation or what melanation was going to be like, and basically just advertising the brand to lure in the people, to gain the people, advertising the brand to lure and gain the people. And he did that and he did that well, because there are a lot of broken people out there, and there are a lot of people that have situations going on. And as you notice, there are a lot of people that wouldn't mind just leaving free from all of their transgressions, their troubles, their debts and their sicknesses and everything that they have going on, that they have to deal with on an everyday life, for a person to just tell them that they can just help them, and they have all the answers to everything they desire, and that they don't have to put any work into having to live their life. And he was going to basically heal them, in so many ways. And you guys will probably think, man, y'all will probably think, man, this man is smart and these people are dumb. But these people really are not dumb. They're just like-minded people, troublesome just like him, and they're looking for a way out. And he's speaking their language at the time in their life where they're looking for a way out. And so therefore, if he can promise them a life with a life free of all of the problems that they're having, and he can just basically tell them that they can live a problem free, less problematic life, then they're able to drop. These people are dropping everything that they have in their life, and they're even sometimes leaving their kids behind to live this free life until they get over there and they see that it's not so free. So let's go ahead and see this first video that he made when he first started this melanation, carbonation.
I've always had this deep connection with nature, and I basically with my life, I set out to pretty much set an example and live the example and be the example of how we should live. And what I realize is that we're not humans. We're not humans at all. We're an infestation. That's what we are. We're an infected. We're an infection in the body, in our own bodies. That's what the earth realm is. Life. We are inside of our own bodies. Each individual holographic. Go ahead.
I want to talk about the girl that we know as Kayla now. How is she? Is she safe? Is she healthy?
I don't know a Kayla.
Sunray.
Oh, Sunray. Yes, she is healthy. She is beautiful. Oh my. Sunray is she is the happiest that, she says she's ever been, and she's absolutely loving life. And she did a video recently on, we all encourage her to go live so that people wouldn't be so worried about her. We all encourage.
So as you can see, so this right here is the family that he started with, but he left behind. This is the family that Nature Boy started with, but he left behind.
I was successful at a house, car, RV, and a barbershop. I had an RV, barbershop, truck, motorcycle, and a barbershop.
Hey, okay. This is the first video of several videos. Oh, this is my daughter, Tootie. Say hi, Tootie. Okay. Now, mind you, don't talk about me. My house is a mess. I'm in the process of getting clean. I'm going to have the maids come by and clean it. We're moving. But let me rewind that. All right? We're moving into an RV. We're leaving our house. I'm going to show you the house in a minute. We're moving into an RV. And my husband's out here. Here's the RV. Let me show you the RV. Okay. So here's the truck. We just bought the camp RV. So he's getting some work done on the truck, just making sure the truck is strong enough and is working good enough to pull the RV and not give us any problems. So he's making sure all of that works so that we don't have no problems going up and down hills. And that's my son's car. I got to get his car fixed. Anyway, and I got to do that before he leave. But this was one of the kids' rooms that we was in. So the room is clean and empty. We have the carpets clean. We have the maids coming at the end of the week. So what's coming on is we're moving into the RV full time. And as you can see, let me show you the rest of that. We done moved the beds and stuff into the living room. That's when we cleaned out one of the rooms and moved the bed stuff into the room. We have boxes and boxes of stuff all packed up waiting for the U-Haul. Listen, we have 5 rooms. So you see beds everywhere. But yeah, like I said, we're moving into the RV full time. And I'll show you again. Say hi, guys. Hi. That's Osiris and Suhaila. Say hi, Osiris. His mouth is green. He was eating a marker earlier. I think that was his lunch, snack, or whatever. Anyway, so we're in the middle of packing. Like I said, moving into the RV full time. And yeah, this is going to be the first of many videos about us being on the road and going different places. Like I said, we're going to Florida first. So I guess I'll come back as we get around to packing on dogs too. So I think today he wants to get the U-Haul and get most of the stuff taken out of here and put into storage. So that we can see what we got to work with and what to put into the RV because everything can't fit in there. So trying to narrow everything down and put everything in these little storage bins RV before, but you could probably tell me things that I hadn't even thought of. So I'm going to say bye for now because I have work to do. Plus, we just got finished having a real heated debate. I'm going to call it debate. He's going to call it an argument. We just had a heated debate and argument, so I'm really not feeling talking too much. I might even talk about that later. Yeah, who knows? I always love to hear what other people got to say. I need different points of views. To alchemize my life, I was suffering from success because although I had all the material things, I had an Infinity, I had a Tahoe truck, I had an RV, I had a motorcycle, and I had a barbershop. And I was making all this money, maybe thousands of dollars a month coming in. My bills were paying itself, so I didn't even have bills. I had set up so that my bills were paid. I never seen a bill because it was all electronic. So my bills paid themselves. I had it set up, and I was living in a world where I was doing whatever I wanted, and just really just exploring. I explored the coast and the Keys of Florida with my RV. I just took trips, just trying to find things to fulfill me, and it just got really boring. Everything got really boring. Nothing really fed my soul no more. You know what I'm saying? So I'm using this as an example
of what I had to do to truly come into what I wanted to really do, which was to teach. But it did buy me time. You know, Mastering Babylon bought me time to actually sit still and
Now, as you can see from the beginning, how he was able to get these, how he was able to get people to the understanding and feeding the soul is the way that he professed and he proclaimed everything that he had, and he felt like something was missing, which we all still feel like things are missing in our lives. Like a lot of people go through those ups and downs in lives where we sometimes feel like things are missing, or sometimes we think that things are too much for us, but that's just a part of strength and trying to learn how to be disciplined enough to get through those things and overcome those things, and put things in place so we won't have to let those things consume us. But the way he articulated himself and the way he educated, and he said it was all about educating from the beginning, is what made these people think that he was the answer to their questions. He was the answer to all of the things, that all of the missing pieces that was going on in their lives. And see, he didn't show any negative sides about carbonation or negative sides about any traits or anything that was going to be going on once he started his trail. And so a lot of people, you couldn't tell a lot of people that they was headed for destruction because of the brains behind the whole setup. Listen to what this woman has to say of having experience of being in the camp and the stuff that she confesses that goes on during the journey of carbonation.
I try to know nature boys out there using knowledge, actual knowledge, to manipulate people, to have sex with everybody. All of them over there have STDs. Yes, I know for sure. I have paperwork to back that up. They're not taking care of themselves. They don't have no medical. We're going to talk about all that on another day. But for right now, I want everybody to just keep themselves uplifted. And if you need to talk to somebody, go connect. Don't be afraid to ask questions. Don't be afraid to get the help that you need. If you're on your journey and you need somebody to be there for you emotionally.
yeah, now go get some dick, ho. Gotta go get some dick, waiting on a nigga to drive you around. I'm not mad. Why would I be mad? A hoe is a hoe. A bitch gonna be a bitch. Why the fuck would I be mad? I've been through this before. This nigga, I'm 38. This bitch 23. I've been through this shit before. I know what a hoe gonna do. A hoe gonna be a hoe. A bitch gonna be a bitch. Bitch, now you got my daughter in the back. My daughter screaming. I heard my daughter. She's screaming. Well, bitch, go fuck on a nigga tonight. You ain't got to make a download. You ain't got to make a download to justify what you about to go do, ho. Yes. Why is you saying my name, ho? Don't say on my mother. Don't say my name, ho.
Now, have y'all noticed a shift in how he articulates himself? He came off knowledgeable, sensible, talking with respect and everything. And then now, once the manifestation happens and once everything is going into play and he gets the people there, then the true side comes out about how he feels. Now they're able to understand the true version of him. And even though, like he said before, he had the success, he had the money and everything that he wanted in life and all the material things that he wanted in life, and he could do what he wanted to do, and he had his own business, and he said it wasn't enough and he got bored with life. He still was under someone else's control in his previous life. And if you understand that this man wanted to have all the control, he wanted to have all the authority, he wanted to be the king, he wanted to be the president, he wanted to be the judge, the jury, he wanted to be all of those things. And even though he is nature boy and he's living in nature, he still has money. He still has money because in another video they said that he was fronted $300,000 when he started carbonation, and he is the only one in this in this space that has all of the necessities, the money and everything to take care of these people. And so therefore everyone would have to come to him for anything that they need. So he's able to have the women he wants. He's able to have the lifestyle he wants. He's able to make the decisions for everybody there. And really they can't tell him what to do.
You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. And the thing is, allegedly, that's all I can say. Allegedly, they, that thing there, he's supposed to be the only one who has dibs on all the women, first and foremost. So although for the show, he's telling you that pretty beautiful Spanish girl is Phoenix direct, or that plump red skin girl is all Mex direct, or if anybody else is there with another guy, they're direct. Bull fucking shit. No guy can have sex with any girls there, and that's plain and simple. Plain and simple. Plain and simple. He is the one alpha, only one alpha that can have sex with the girls there, and all.
And like I said, while he want to be all these things and in power and in control, he wants to be the king and the judge and the doctor and everything. Watch this video right here where he's making himself the judge. He is able to come out of character and become another person, and the people take him serious as if he is another person. And he doesn't give. And while men think the polygamy life is a perfect life, it's not, because if you're not in power, if you don't have the resources, you're not able to have all the women. Nature Boy has all the women, and he's able to dictate which man gets which woman after he's done with those women. So the men that's there, they get the leftovers. They're not able to have as many women as they want to, and they're still under his control, even though they left a lifestyle that was controlled. Watch this.
I did my analysis, and I watched the tape, and I came to the realization you guys have a lot of work to do within your relationship. So I'm going to say this from the very beginning. I'm recommending to Bob and G that you guys get back together. Yeah, that's my recommendation. What do you guys think? You know what? I think each couple, I watched over the tape and I realized that you got a lot of energy between you because there's things that you need to work on in yourself in the relationship. This is what I grasped. If you agree, just press 1. If you don't, press 2. If you agree, press 1. Just for my students and their. I still love you, but I'm having to me every now and then. At a bar with him, you have sex with me every now and then. At a bar with him, you have sex with me every now and then. Yo, because me and True got 2 different penis sizes. Obviously, nobody want to be fucking behind the next man. Because me and True got 2 different penis sizes. Yeah, they agree too.
You see how he's able to just change his voice and change his position, and these people sit there and don't even crack a smile and act as if he is another person in a different position. This is the dangerous stuff.
I'll be on smack the shit out you before I knew it, because at the end of the day, I'm not used to being disrespected. I'm a dominant male. So at the end of the day, if you talk crazy to me, if you get out of line, I might just smack the shit out of you. And because people got me fucked up online. Yes, it's been occasions I put hands on Maria. I never had to put hands on Aya. Aya always knew her fucking place. She knew how to, and she's very cool, laid back. But Maria get toasty, she get toasty. I had to smack the shit out of her and let her know who fucking play with me. And when Maria get toasty, she get toasty. I had to smack the shit out of her and let her know who fucking play with me. And I admit that. With F the other day, when we was in the car and I was talking and she was like, well, this is the world, and I stand on that, and I stand on who I am, and don't you ever disrespect me.
I don't see nothing wrong with that when it comes down to the men, but my question is, how many of the men have got that same energy? How many
Never.
of the men?
Shaka Zulu came here, I had to G-check that nigga. Ain't no nigga came here ever disrespect me. If you ever seen a nigga disrespect me, let me know. Because it don't matter if it's a nigga or a chick. I am not going to be disrespected ever. And that's just how I am, bro. I'll be on the edge. I'll be doing shit. I will snap before I think about it. If my phone is in the first house, I will snap, nigga. I'm not that nigga. I swear to God. I'm not that nigga. You can beat my ass, but I'm going to smack the shit out you, nigga or chick. Let me tell you something.
So I say that to say that his journey is a self-proclaimed journey. It's a selfish journey. It's not a journey to educate people or to do proper healing or any type of prophesying or trying to help others in the process on becoming better. This is a selfish, self-proclaimed journey to gain more authority and more power and access to fulfill a void that you had in your life, which was boredom, which was responsibility, which was not having to deal with any rule or structure. And if anybody else wanted to come on this island and not have to deal with rule and structure according to the government, then we can do it under this. We can do it more freely, but still under rule, which is under his rule. So these people are not coming here free from rule or free from, these people are not coming here free from rules, because they're still under the rule of Nature Boy, but now it's with toxic methods, unfair methods, and unfair trial. You get what I'm saying? Listen to how his mindset now. Remember, I said he's an ex-stripper. You know, he's been arrested a couple of times, so he has a lot of bad. A lot of people didn't do their homework about him, so he has a history and a trail of toxic behavior going on in his life. And so these people did not know who they were being led by, which was a ex-stripper, ex-prostitute. And listen to how he feels about, the safety, the physical safety of his people out there with him in this nature.
I'll put this on everything I world this. I'll put this on everything I fucking love. God be my witness. Allah in front of me this day on my daughter. I love my daughter with all my heart. I've never been tested positive for HIV. I never had herpes ever, nigga. Ever, nigga. Ever. Did I have fucking STDs back in the day? Hell yeah, everybody did. We was at the clinic every fucking weekend after the club, nigga. We had all kind of STDs back in the day. When the clinics was out there, we used to go to the clinics every day and get motherfucking penicillin and fucking drink water. And nigga, that's the truth. I'm being honest with you.
If you got to go to a clinic every day or every weekend for some penicillin, you had to be doing having some mad sex out there, and you had to be, just not having any type of responsibility, control about yourself, to where you felt that you might need to take a different approach in life, having to keep repeating the same steps, repeating the same actions over and over again to make that statement. Now, as you can see, with him making these statements, these things transferred over to his new life, having sex with all of these women out there, having babies with all of these women out there, and making them his wives as well. And a lot of rumors of a lot of STDs going around in Carbon Nation, and people coming into Carbon Nation with this stuff. Now listen to what he has to say about Elena.
Yeah, come in. We want to pull up all the receipts on this hoe. All the receipts on this hoe. Remember when Sybil was live about we was trying to save her face because everybody was saying like, oh, she got herpes, but we healed her from herpes through a natural diet. Okay, and this is when she came back from. This is when she came back.
Now you heard what he said. He said he healed her from herpes through a natural diet. I'm going to play that over again. First of all, you can't be healed from herpes, but this is what he's telling these people. He's telling these people that they can come over and be healed from natural diets and giving them all of this education because he knows that they are stuck with things that they can't change and that they're stuck with things that no cure for, or things that can't can't go away. So he's promising them that, okay, I can help you, I can heal you, all you have to do is do these natural things. And they get over there and see that that's not the case, and that's how many of the people that go over there end up passing away, because they are trusting his mindset and trusting his knowledge due to the fact that they think that his natural methods are healing aids for them. Listen again. Listen again.
Okay, and this is when she came back from. This is when she came back from OMAC. I did a whole interview with her when she came back from OMAC. But we healed her from herpes through a natural diet. Okay, and this is when she came back from. This is when she came back from OMAC. I did a whole interview with her when she came back from OMAC. And every time she leaves, she gets skinny like this. Everybody know her. Everybody know how two-faced this motherfucker is. No, we keep the files. Keep the files. I want to make a collage. Matter of fact, do me a favor and make a collage. When this bitch turned, she said something else, and she said something else, and she said something else. And I'll tell you something. Y'all watch me come get this bitch out of Florida when she was fucking with that nigga Hezekiah that burnt her. Goo was coming out of her pussy. What? Malia, come here real quick, yo. Be honest, yo. Be honest. It was goo coming out this bitch pussy when she came back at Mama Cookies. Was it not?
It was.
She had this string
we
up.
We actually had a meeting about her having STDs and HIV and all of these transmitted diseases that she got from all these people.
She literally came back with an STD, my nigga. We didn't even know what that shit was. We literally had to heal her through herbs and shit and through like grounding and being in a frequency that we was on. We literally healed her and she cleared it up. All of that shit cleared up. Every time she come back here, she clears up. When she leaves back out there, she loses weight. She always loses weight when she go back out there. She losing weight right now because she's stressing because she knows she fouled for not letting the relationship I have with my daughter is stellar.
Now let's go ahead and see what ex-Carbonation member has to say, because he left Carbonation. What he has to say about what his mindset was when he joined Carbonation and what made him do it and how he was lured to think that this was the type of life that he wanted and then realized that it was not. And he dropped everything and left everything behind because of him believing the methods that Nature Boy taught. Listen to what he had to say.
And that's a struggle that I've always dealt with. You know what I'm saying? Being at the tribe, being a part of, Carbonation or whatever, you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of things I didn't agree with, much like people in the military. I didn't find my voice to speak because I was like, going along with it, or, much like being in a tribe, it's kind of like being in a gang. So when you're in a gang, you got to, ride, you got to do what you got to do, you know what I'm saying? It's all about, showing your loyalty and being like this to that to somebody that you look up to, you know what I'm saying? And at that time, that's where I was coming from, and that's what I was doing, is that I looked up to, a Nature Boy. I looked up to that person who I thought was this, who I thought was that, who was a character, that I thought that I wanted to be like, you know what I'm saying? And that's something that, was something that I saw myself as. I was like, yo, I could really be like her. I wanted to be just like, rather than me being me, rather than me tapping into me and loving me for who I am, you know what I'm saying? Because I was confused, because I was going through the just the confusion of life, you know what I'm saying? I'm not believing in Christianity or religion, not believing in society. I was saying, fuck the government. I was like, I don't feel like I want to work. College is bullshit. School is bullshit. The people in my life and the friends that I had were bullshit. I was so confused in my mind, that I was very vulnerable in a state of not knowing which direction to go in. So when I found the tribe, when I found Nature Boy, when I found, all of the teachers and teachings that I came across, it was coming from a confused state, and it wasn't coming from a level-headed mind state. And as we know, the devil is the art of confusion. So when you're confused in a confused state, it's very easy for you to be manipulated. That's why young people, young people, we don't know what's going on. We're just trying to, figure life out. And when you're trying to figure life out, there's people that can come in and sound real cool. They sound real good. They may influence you. And I'm not just talking to this one specific being. I'm talking to like anybody that comes in your life influencing you in the wrong direction. It's very easy to get caught up in a wave. When information and knowledge is added to that sounds good, it's very easy to manipulate, young people especially. And the way that Mama Dia thing went down and such like that, I can definitely speak on that, and I could definitely say for me, I hold myself accountable because it's not right, how things went down with Mama Dia, because Mama Dia definitely was someone that was dear to me. She was such sweet, when she first came there, because I was there when she first showed up. No one else was really there. It was just me and Nature Boy at that time, and she was there. And she was so sweet, She was so sweet. She had medication and such like that. And at that point in time, it was said like, she didn't want to take it. She really didn't want to take the medication or whatever. So, we're like, all right, cool. But there was no extensive research or extensive questions asked about her health. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing that I wish I could have done, is asked more about, the health and the state of her. You know what I'm saying? Because if someone's on medication and they're coming to the tribe but they say they don't want to take the medication, you should really ask further questions, because that person is in your life now, and that person, it's their life. You know what I'm saying? But it's also your life. So if someone comes into your reality, if someone comes into your personal space and says, I don't want to take medication or whatever, you should be like, okay, well, why don't you want to take this medication? Is there a reason? And even on top of that, what are your conditions? What's going on? Let's get the details behind why, and what you're even taking the medication for, before you just make a decision and you're in my personal space. Because this could be something that could be costly down the road. And if I had done my own due diligence, and if I had been more attentive and more aware, and more paying attention to the details, I would have asked those questions, and I definitely would have had a voice and spoken up. But I didn't, and that's something right there that I hold myself accountable for, because I definitely should have spoken up in those moments.
All right, so you heard that. You heard how he felt in the beginning and what led him to carbonation. He said bump school, bump rules, bump having a job, all these things, why we need this. Nature Boy was speaking his language, and that's what made him look up to him and want to go over there. So I can understand as a young person how somebody that is in control, you start your own thing, and you got all these people under you. You have all the answers, and it seems like everything's going right for you. You don't have to follow all these rules. So, hey, why can't I do it too? So I can understand how these things can happen. It don't happen to many, but it can happen to a lot of people. Now, who is Mama Dia? Mama Dia ended up joining Carbonation, and she was an older woman. So a lot of people was wondering, why would somebody at her age, and she has a daughter that lived life this long and have been through all of these things, be manipulated to join Carbonation? Or what could this man have said to, get her to want to even throw her whole life away just to start over in Costa Rica? And so people had many questions about that. And right here in this video, she said that she was taking pills, and I think it was for high blood pressure or something of that nature. And she stopped taking her pills when she got there, and that's what the guy in the previous video is talking about. So in this video, she admitted that she stopped taking her meds. Now, a lot of people with diabetes, high blood pressure, and things like that, all you have to do, to get it under control, is to change your diet and the way you eat. And, you might not have to take pills depending on how bad it is, or, your doses might be less than it was before. by eating right, losing weight, and all that stuff. But a lot of people thought it was strange and thought maybe it was something else behind the scene that she wasn't saying or she wasn't admitting. But let's just hear what she had to say. But she did end up passing away after stopping her pills. And we're going to listen to this video where she said that she stopped taking them.
I'm still overweight, but I'm working on that. And I was taking medication for my heart, but I don't have that anymore. The grounded, eating the right on the diet, so that has helped.
So you guys heard that she said she was on medication when she got there and she decided to stop taking the medication to go on a natural B6 diet. Now we have right here, Nature Boy talks about Mama Dia's death. Let's see.
I never knew Mama Dia had a sickness. You a lying ass nigga, bro. She came here happy as hell like everybody else in here. You gonna tell me what happened with my shit? Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. You know what I'm saying? You're talking about my life here. And I'm right here in front of you. How are you gonna sit there and talk about my life to me? Okay. And there's a lot of things that I have out there that are misunderstanding. And I'm willing to explain them if you're willing to understand them. But if you're gonna take your side of the story and tell me what happened in my life, that shit is crazy. I was here, you wasn't. You just because we had to make sure we contacted the family. We had to make sure we did a lot of things. What the fuck does it look like? Oh, she died. Why you print out that fake? Why you print out that fake death certificate and fill it out yourself? Let's get it. What's the paperwork at? Pull it out. We got the files. I know you printed that out on Google. You printed that out on Google. You can pull that up, like. You can pull that up right now. You would not. I know because you told me all of her mouth. When I tell you this, Mama Dia had a bad heart. She had a bad heart. It'd be different if you seen people around here dropping dead, but you don't see people around here dropping dead. That was a special case. And so therefore you need that's number one. Number one. You don't know what happened. Number one. Number two. You got her killed. You want to kill her. Okay, so you killed her. You a roach. That's what you is. You was a roach. How am I a roach? Are you a vegan? I think I'm going to be a roach. Are you vegan? Am I vegan? Yeah. I'm very much vegan, my dude. Very much vegan. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Almost 60 years old. And she had a heart condition for 30 years. She stopped taking her medicine and started trying to live a healthy life. But the doctors did heart surgery on her before. And the lady had been in and out of the hospital her whole life for her heart. And her heart goes bad while she's here. That's not my fault. Hey, look. Shouldn't be.
Okay, you listening to this back and forth on what happened to Mama Dia because they said she had a bad heart for a long time and then she gets there, stopped taking her medicine, changing her diet, and now she passed away. And so they are relating that to Nature Boy's teaching. And so if you listen to this right here, because Nature Boy does teach of such things, you will hear the conversation of speaking on the diets and their supplements and their plan and how they do things for people that are sick and they don't want to take their medication. Listen to this.
Yes, I feel your soul. I feel you. I don't know why you called me at the right time. I haven't had internet in a while, but yes. You're welcome. Mama's very pleased. Only, okay? We vegan. Do not put anything in your body that has meat or blood in it. Do not put anything in your body that is not vegan or fruit, mostly fruit. But you want to do vegan only, no soy. Make sure I sent you the meal regimen so you can see exactly what you should be eating. And then you're going to go all natural. Oh, I see you got your natural hair on. Yes, that's good. Wherever you live, you need to get somewhere very hot. You need to get somewhere between the tropical Cancer and the tropical Capricorn. You need to get there fast because this is going to heal you. Go on my page and watch the video about what is food. It should be there. It just did it yesterday. It's called What is Food.
important thing too here, coordination is.
All right, did you guys hear that? Did you guys hear how he basically talked her into telling her that these things are going to work for you? Get off of everything that you're on and go vegan. Go vegan. Look at my videos. He's basically he's not saying, look, you need to continue taking your medications. He's not saying, look, you need to continue doing what you was doing. I don't know all the answers. You can try this vegan thing, but I'm not sure. You can live this life over here free of your problems, but I'm not a doctor. He's not saying those things. He's basically uh reassuring her that these things will work. You don't need your medicine. I'm gonna read it. I know that you will get this when the time is right. With her concerns, because she wanted to join them. I am working on coming there. I am working on getting myself off dialysis. I have been on it for almost 2 years. I do not eat meat. Never really have. I do not smoke. I do not have diabetes or high blood pressure. I have gone a week without dialysis with no problem. I have been cutting my time from 4 hours to 3. I do. Okay, so I guess she listened to the message that he sent, and then she said, okay, I have already watched it. That is why I am giving myself 6 months to come off the machine and make my way there. See you then. Well, see you soon. This is him. As you guys can see, it's a small picture, but it's a picture of a man. And then you have, okay, blessings. Oh, you won't have 6 months. Okay, I have a card. I'm going to max out for my, I can't read that part at the bottom. Thank you. I have been doing this on my own. I have asked Dr. CB to help me. The dialysis makes me so weak that I know I am not supposed to be on it. Even the diet is all wrong. No fruits and vegetable, only meat and starch. No water. I am going to get through this just so I can teach others. They are, can't see the rest of that, but I guess she was trying to prove that these natural substances, and I've heard of Dr. CB before too. He was a natural healer. I don't know a lot of truth to any of these natural healers and the diets and everything like that, but I know a lot of people that try to go on these diets when they're already sick, they end up passing away when they don't want to seek medical attention or get any type of medicine. So this is the stuff that's going on out there in carbonation. And also with the old allegations that Keno made. He was a former member of Carbonation. But listen what he had to say about the child pornography that was going on out there in Carbonation. I don't know how true this is, but there has been talks about Nature Boy sleeping with men as well as messing with children as well. Listen to what he has to say.
Look at your face, bitch. Look at your hair, bitch. Look at everything you've been through, bitch. You can't call nobody. Look at you. Look at you. Rub your dick on children's faces. You see, you're not in children's mouths. You have sex with children. You're sick. You're the fucking sicko. You can't call nobody sick, but you're out here being sexual with children. You little nasty pervert. You're over here teaching you. I already exposed your ass to the world. I told you are a liar. You are a hypocrite. You are one that says one thing and does the totally opposite. You are, if you will, you are a crazed man. You are delusional. And I won't be the one to give you that, my dear friend, my dear beloved. Mr. Bishop, you have some nerve to bring my name up years after the fact. Clearly you still like me. Clearly you're still watching me. Clearly you're still into me. Clearly you still want some Keno in your life, Mr. Bishop. Clearly. Just clearly. Keno don't want you. Keno don't need you.
Kino has joined your code for those limited 2 weeks so that I could have learned what it is that I did not want in my life.
All right, you guys, there's another the Carbonation member that has been sick for a while now, and her name is Malia. And the speculation is that Nature Boy has passed the illness on to her, and she has been going through many complications now. Has been in the hospital for 3 months. As she returned, now people are saying she does not have long to live. Listen to what this YouTuber has to say about that situation.
It has two assists on each, two cysts, my fault, not cysts, two cysts on the side of each of her ovaries, right? And then she has another cyst on top that has an abscess around it. Okay? Like a fucking hurricane, basically. Okay? So that when I went back to do my research, okay? So with that being said, she also had a cyst over her ovaries. My fault, over her liver. Sorry, and I believe there was an abscess over one of her kidneys. So that was just an infection, over her kidney. So it's just a lot going on with this poor girl's body. And then she had fluid on her lung and her heart. Okay. So now, as far as we know, they have gotten the fluid removed from her lung and heart. That's the only good update. Other than that, she's still going through all of the other things, with her body. So with that being said, there is a bacteria that is also inside of Malia that has been unidentified. They don't exactly know what it is yet. So they have, from what I get from this live, they have, different, students and people that, doctors to be, that are in colleges, they send a lot of samples, and stuff like that to colleges, really smart ones, it's that they're not for HIV. But everybody with, when this was being posted, I just want to give people no backstory before we get into this live. With these medications being posted, that was in Malia's room, she is going to explain those medications. She states that they're not for HIV. But I don't necessarily know if it is. I do think that it could be possibly, HIV or hepatitis, something like that. Is what I think, because I was looking at those meds as well and some other meds, and that, yeah, absolutely. We're about to get into that. It absolutely can. HPV can go away on its own.
There you go. Sit on top, so this way they can see everybody.
What does it look like?
See everybody. It look like you can't see knowledge because she don't want you to be. Everybody want to see.
It absolutely can. HPV can go away on its own. Shout out to Metal and Japan for dropping knowledge.
All right, you guys. So there's a lot of things going on out there in carbonation. This is the stuff that's going on out there in carbonation, and it's being covered up. And a lot of people are exposing. They are exposing. Now, let's check out a lot of the outbreaks that they have going on here. Now, these people, they do have a good time. They get educated. They have a good time. They party, they dance, they do a lot of fun stuff. They have a lot of fun without restriction, and they have a lot of things that they enjoy about carbonation. It's not too much different from our regular lives, and things that we gotta go through. We had the same fights. They just don't have to pay bills. They don't gotta go to work. So I guess that's a perk to it. Yeah, I guess if you're homeless or you've probably been incarcerated or something, you can't find a job. I guess these people come out here because they felt like they can't make it here in the real world. So they have a better chance over there with whatever kind of problems they came over there with. As y'all can see, he looks healthy. But most of the other people that go out there, they look sick. So is he the only one taking the medication? Is he the only one getting the medication? That's a question too. But then they don't realize the downfalls of joint carbonation, which is the sicknesses, the abuse, the manipulation, the toxicity, the control, everything else that comes along with it. They don't really realize until they get there. And they don't really even have many options out there. And that's why this man is able to have so many wives for himself. And so let's go ahead and see what the outbreak was during the process. Okay, so this guy right here, if you see this page, YP Instagram Live, he has been on Nature Boy's neck um since the beginning, and he has revealed a lot of different outbreaks over there that happened with these people that was not these people came over there looking healthier, and since they've been over there there have been a lot of outbreaks going on. Check this video out on what this guy has dug up and what he has noticed from the time that these people arrived there till now. Check this out.
You need medical attention, my nigga. And they over there kissing you. And, oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Now, why is this important? See, y'all didn't ever notice this. In the picture he took, okay, with their little fake aboriginal shit on, right? You didn't notice she had some shit on her arm. Look at what the fuck is that, bruh? What the fuck is that? Let me zoom in. Look. What the fuck is that on her arm? What the fuck is this, bruh? What the fuck is this? My nigga. What the fuck is this on your arm? This not Photoshop. Ain't nobody doing nothing to y'all. Don't say we Photoshop. Nigga, what the fuck is y'all doing, man? All y'all niggas got some medical shit going on over there. So when we get to talking about y'all diseased up, nigga, we not making this shit up. We not making this shit up. What the fuck is that? Look at Nature Boy leg. Now, I don't know if that's a bruise or whatever, but I know bumps, nigga. You not supposed to just be having bumps and lumps all the fuck over you, man. Come on, man. What the fuck is this on her arm? What is that? What is that? Come on, let's run it back. Let's run it back. Let's run it back. See? Because we got to bring it back to everybody. We got to bring it back to everybody. Snatching her up. But remember, see? Because remember, we thought Nature Boy was snatching her up. But remember, you can bruise from HIV. Okay? You can bruise from HIV. Go look it up. It's called an HIV bruise. This shit make your skin bruise.
Okay, do you notice at the top part right here where it says breaking news? What is the B6 diet? Now, do y'all remember that the lady Mama Dia was talking about how she stopped taking her medicine and she started the B6 diet? And it's kind of funny that it's kind of interesting how he mentions all of these outbreaks. And then at the top part, it's labeled, what is the B6 diet? And then they have this going on. So there could be some kind of correlation with these people and the treatments that they're having, and then the outcome that it brings along the way.
Go look it up. It's called an HIV bruise. This shit make your skin bruise. Now let me hit her. Okay? Let me hit her real quick. Okay? Because this is who said their vagina smelled like the stench of death. This is the one that Nature Boy came over there with, and whatchamacallit, had HIV when she came. Now this is her now, right? This is the after. But look at the before. Look how much weight she had. Let me zoom in. Look how much body weight she had. You couldn't see her collarbones. So this is before she started fucking with Nature Boy, right? This is before she started fucking with Nature Boy. This is after. Now, You can sit here and tell me diseases in the mind all the fuck you want to. No, motherfucker. I know when a motherfucker is sick. That's sick. That's sick. That's sick. Okay? You don't just go from this, okay, to this. That's not what the fuck you just do. Okay? But we not done. See, we got more receipts. We got more receipts. We got more receipts. I got one more receipt. Because I'm going to go get a video of another nigga with a bump on his lip. Right now, I'm finna pull it up. While I got it up, I'm finna play it. But before I play it, I want to know, is the one that Nature Boy said he took her virginity. So, no, excuse me. Excuse me, let me correct myself. Ileana and Nature Boy said that they took her virginity together, which means she was exposed to herpes during sexual intercourse. This is coming out of their mouth. Ileana said that she got herpes out of her mouth, period. She been fucking Nature Boy, okay?
Now, as you notice, she admitted to having herpes, and Nature Boy and this other guy admitted to taking her virginity per se. And then he also admitted that she had the herpes, but he cured the herpes. But then also said that he swear on his life that he hasn't tested positive for anything recently. So there is a lot of misconception, a lot of lies here, a lot of deception here. And this is it's turning out to be a nightmare. It's turning out to be a nightmare for these people. Now, what he said was supposed to be a free spiritual journey full of knowledge is turning into a nightmare for these people. They're coming over there with problems, and they're coming over there with hoping to have weight lifted off their shoulders, but they're ending up gaining much more devastation than what they signed up for. And it's kind of hard for them to just pick back up where they left off, because um that will require a lot of stability that they don't have, and they have to further exercise their mind to live in structure again. And so now they feel like they have to depend on him, and they feel like whatever happens to them, they're willing to die for it. It's worth dying for. They have the mentality like, we're gonna die anyway, it's worth dying for, and we are going to live our life as free as we can, and we are going to trust you and trust the process, because they feel like he's as close to prophetic and into Mother Earth as as anyone can get, as far as.
Here's a recent picture of the girls of the carbonation now. Now, these are just the girls, okay? So give me a minute. They look all malnourished and everything. So look how malnourished they look. Look at their faces. Look at their faces. Look at all their faces. Look how Zoka looks. This is Zoka, the youngest one.